What is going on, YouTube? So we're in 2026. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful New Year's Eve, Christmas, celebrate with the family, ate a lot. It's a new year, and this is gonna be my first video into the new year. I know kind of slacked off because I've been waiting to get stuff. There's some things I already have done, but I just didn't record it. So as you guys can see, here's the bike. Did something on the bike already. I'll make a video on that soon. But let's talk about what we have here. So we have a radiator for my girl's Mercedes. Last time I was supposed to do this, I had a radiator. I did try to take it all apart, which I did. Unfortunately, the radiator that I ordered was the wrong one. So I kind of JB well the radiator that was leaking worked, but we're back into that it's leaking again. So this time I make sure I got the right one. We're about to open it real quick. I kind of have the hood open already. I kind of removed one of the air ducts from here. So I can show you guys the leak because it was connected to here, which they're just right there. So let me show you guys what you guys need to do to take it all apart. So starting off first, we're gonna take off this plastic piece. Try to stay organized. Then you're gonna try to lift this up. I need to do two hands. But we're gonna try to remove this piece, and then we're gonna remove the grill. And then we're gonna try to remove like the radiator support bracket on top, and that will give us more access. So let me just try to take this apart so that now we don't be breaking stuff, and we could go from there. Right there. Let's take this. So we got to remove. So you can see this one's different compared to this one. You just got to push this down and it'll pop out. And then this one, you just got to finesse it. The hinge cable for the hood, it's connected throughout here. You just pull it out. First piece is out. Put that to the side. I don't know if you guys were able to see that, but let me see. So the first cover's off. This is pretty much is held on from this bracket and this plastic bracket. You just gotta push it, finesse it out. The cable's being held right underneath here for the hood cable. So just pretty much pull that out, and you're just gonna see it through here. As you guys can see, next, to get underneath the fan and the radiator, which is underneath this bracket, you just gotta remove these nuts, these screws. Pretty much they're not nuts. And then this should come off. After that, oh, and there's two more down here. You just gotta remove this cover. As you guys can see them, they're right there. So just remove these covers too, because they're on both sides. As you can see, my girls, where the pretty much the front grill connects to, it's broken. It's not even the grill, just a little bracket that connects here. We're gonna try to glue that together. Hopefully that works. And yeah, so let's take all that apart and we'll get back to it. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have to remove that. These are more accessible. So you got two here, two on the other side, one in the middle, and then you gotta remove this one too. So it probably gives this to come off because it's connected to the radiator support down here, the brace. So the crash bar pretty much, and then we'll have more access. So we're gonna start by removing the screws. I'll show you guys. Make sure that's tighten it. Okay, they're 10 mil. So that one, that one. Okay. Don't want to lose them. I forgot to mention, sorry, there's another 10. But these are T30. Let me show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see T30. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna put these over here too. Now we gotta try to remove these two down here. So, put you guys right there. Like I said, hopefully you guys' New Year's went good. You guys opened a lot of gifts, Christmas. I did get a new phone for my Christmas / birthday gift. And then I got a new camera that I'm willing to try out. So that's gonna be some fun with the bike and with the friends. Still waiting on a friend to fix his bike so we could go riding. It is cold season anyway, so we're gonna be waiting on that. So we're gonna try to remove these out. Here's the other one. And then it should pop right off. You guys go. Came off. So here we go. So now you have more access to the radiator, which is, as you guys can see, it pretty much just got completely busted out right here. You could tell this is where the leak was coming from. But this is all me gel B welding it because I couldn't find the leak. It didn't look like it was leaking. But I took it all apart, just did that. And when I noticed that I took it all apart and didn't have the right radiator, I had to put everything back. So now we gotta try to take out this fan out the way. To remove this fan, it's better to remove this grill too. We're gonna try to pop this grill off. So to remove the fan, there is a plug down here that we got disconnect, and then it literally mounts like it literally just mounts by this clip down here. Where's it at? There's a clip right here. You just gotta push this up and then try to fish the fan out the way. It should be on both sides. Oh, this one's better because this one's not wedged. See, it just wedged in there. So that's how we're gonna pull it out. And then after that, we're gonna start removing all these hoses out the way and get ready to replace this. So let's remove this grill. Should be easy. Pretty much just gotta pry this out the way. There's another one on the other side, and it just comes off. That way you guys don't tend to break that like that one broke. I think I broke it when I first did this. So now that it's all loosed, let's dive into that. Let's remove that plug and we'll get into removing the fan. I don't know how much of a good angle this is. Let me just put you guys this way. Let me give you guys better angle. So I already unplugged the plug. I'll show you guys how that looks. That plug's actually for the fan. Fan is out, guys. So like I said, something being held by those clips. And then there's a plug that goes to the fan. Pretty much you just pry these two sides, because that's where there's the clips to remove it. Push it out the way, and you just fish out the fan. I had to remove this hose, like I said, because it was kind of blocking out the fan. Here's the plug that I was talking about. For the fan, you just push these two clips inwards and pull it down, comes off. So now it's time to remove the radiator. Oh, that's why it broke off the mount. Okay, so this is the switch I was supposed to remove. Also, it actually connects to the radiator, but we'll see how it goes right now. We'll check it out, because that's what's throwing the code. This is where I figured out that I had the wrong radiator on the other one, because I was missing this and stuff. So this time I got the right one. So now it's time to remove all these hoses. So there's one on top here, one right here, one right here, this one on top, and then these two hoses down here. These are a little bit more tricky to remove, because as you can see, you barely have any access to try to remove any of these. So it's a little bit of pain to get these together. There's, for you guys that haven't taken it apart, there's a bolt here that goes in between these two. You just remove that. That's what holds them together. You take that off, you get a little bit more play. So time to start removing all these hoses out the way, and then after that we could start removing. We could take the condenser and the radiators, take them apart together. Well, pretty much demount the radiator from the condenser, because we're not removing the condenser, we're just removing the radiator. And to remove that, it's also being held by like this little clip down here. You just gotta pinch it one way and it just pries the radiator. But because it's still in place, it's kind of good to pretty much start removing the rest of the hoses out the way. Don't remove that one, that goes to the condenser. So let me get started on that. I wish I had a head mount. I don't know where I did to, where did I put mine at, so I could kind of start doing it while showing you guys. But unfortunately, I don't have one. I am gonna order one. So let me just finish taking all this apart and I'll show you guys. Before you guys do the step where you have to remove the pretty much the coolant lines for the transmission, I believe they're called. I removed the whole piece completely off. You don't have to do that. I actually messed up because I ended up swapping. I took the ones that came with the radiator, I took those off, put the original ones from the factory, and it started leaking. So I was trying to figure out what happened. So called another buddy of mine. He actually told me that they're not even supposed to come off. They have a rubber piece in the back, you pry it off, and there's a small clip that you could disconnect it, and it's just the hose that disconnects. So that's why the new radiators come with that, pretty much the, what's it called? Kind of like a plug-in, kind of like the radiator, the upper hoses, where you just plug it in with a clip. Oh, I can't really show you guys. Kind of like a disconnect, you could kind of say. So those come the same way, those coolant temperatures. All you have to do is just remove that piece, take out the clip that holds it, and the hose comes out. So then that way when you guys are putting the new one in, it already has that nut where you just have to stick the hose and it's gonna clip right in. So instead of taking it off, and then you might start having leaks because you're putting an aftermarket radiator and pretty much the screw in for the coolant lines might be different, I suggest to do that. So that's why I'm putting it ahead of the video. So I'm probably gonna skip that step, so you guys could know. But yeah, guys, continue with the video. Okay, guys. So as you guys can see, I removed completely everything. The bottom one, this hose here, this hose here, and then this tiny one here. The clips are not too bad. They're just little wire clips. They're pretty much like this. All you have to just find a screwdriver, pull it out. The bigger one's a little bit easier because it has a little hole where you could either stick your finger and just try to pull it up and it'll just pop out. So I got all that out. Time to pry this radiator out by the clips that I was telling you, the mounts, and it should ready to just come off. So let me start that slowly. So I forgot how to remove this, but you just literally have to pinch these two clips and then pry it out. I'll show you guys right now once I take it out. That took quite a while, but here's the radiator. Finally took it out. As you can see, that's where it's bad. Finessing it out of there sucks completely. But what I meant is to remove the radiator, there's these clips. You just pry these clips down, these two, and it'll just swing out. That's the only thing that sucks. There's so little room here that to get everything out the way, it's pretty tough. So let's open up the new one and then get ready to put that up there. So here's the two radiators, you know, lined up. Pretty much want to make sure everything's the same. I double check, everything is the same. This is where that sensor will go to, this one down here. So I'm gonna check that out, see if I can mount it. But I do need to buy a new one. As you can see, this is where I put the JB well and everything, but it's still rusted through. That's where the leak was. Like I said, it's kind of hard to check what part is yours if it's inside the car. Just see what you could see, try to see the images that they have, and try to get the correct one, because the one that I got last time was way smaller than this, the cord. They didn't even have this on. They didn't even have the mount for the sensor. So like off the back, I already knew it was completely wrong, which unfortunately I took forever to do the job, and I couldn't return it anymore. So it's a little bit of finesse to get it out of here with this tight spot, moving things around. If you have another hand, be good. But as you can see, you could easily do it with simple tools. If you have this at home, save you guys some money, because I know a job like this probably going to cost you $1,000, you know, and now mechanic shops, you know. But just the radiator alone was barely 200 bucks. And if you have screwdrivers, ratchet, as you guys can see, I only use this as a power tool. But if you have a ratchet, by all means, you guys could save yourself $1,000. So simple job. Says I don't have too much either experience with this either. So like I said, I just know I retook this apart once, so I kind of know, but it's kind of tight spots because of these hoses right here. Just gotta be careful. Everything lines up. And yeah, there's more things that I do want to do to this car, which is replace the headlights, both sides, because right here, the sockets that go on the eyebrow, one of them burned out. So I might as well just replace the whole thing. As you can see, the grill part, I need that plastic piece. I'm about to get one of those. Bumper is completely shot, grill. All this needs to get replaced. And then we have another job that requires the fuel pump. So there's going to be things I'm going to be working on it this year. And hopefully my editing's a little bit better for you guys. More detail. And yeah, guys, that's more with the bike. As you can see, I have an exhaust. So there has been stuff done to the bike. and I'll talk about that later on a different video I'm gonna be uploading. On this year, I told myself, for sure, if I really want to do this and focus on this, I should actually stop slacking, put more time into this passion that I love to do, and focus on that so you guys could see and you guys could do things yourself. As simple as it is. So hopefully this helps out for some of you guys. I'm gonna start putting all this back together, and once everything's back, pretty much that's it. We're just gonna add coolant here, and go from there, guys. Because I don't know if you guys could see, there's no hose or anything where you guys could put it on top of the radiator. So pretty much it goes here, and then we just gotta bleed the cooling system, which this is what I'm using. As you guys could see, it was blue coolant. There's two versions of these. I'm using this one. Let me put it right here. I'm using this one, Peak European from Mercedes. There's this one, the blue one, and then there's the pink one. Depending on the model of year of the car, this is from 2014. So, and pretty much below, the pink one's usually from 2014 and up. So depending what coolant comes out of your car, make sure you're getting the right coolant. And I'm probably gonna need another one, but for right now, at least have one in the system and go from there. So let me just put all this back together. Pretty much it's vice versa. You know, the way you took it out, the way it should go back in. As like I said, the only thing you're just gonna be finessing this little tight spot. But once you got it in, you're all good to go. Make sure everything gets plugged back in. Okay guys, so as you can see, I already put the bracket back on, radiator's back on, fan is back on, hoses are back on, the transmissions, all that's back on. Just pretty much gonna finish putting everything else back on. Like I said, it's vice versa. Don't get me wrong, trying to put the radiator in this tight spot, it's really hard, guys. It took me probably an hour just to finesse the radiator inside. But don't give up, guys. I wish I could show you the whole process, but it's really a pain. You're just gonna have to try to wiggle it in here super tight because of these hoses for the condenser get on the way, or like there's this support that you can't really do much. So it's like you really have to like there's a small gap where it'll just slide in, but you're still gonna have to wiggle it. Once it goes in, you're all good to go. So I'm just putting everything back in here. Heads up, guys, just installing the radiator is harder than how it came out. It's more difficult, you know. And then I have this. It's a temperature sensor, so you can see, you can't really see, but there's a wire here. So this connects to this, like I told you. Same thing with the new one. It bolts up right there. The only thing, I didn't buy a new sensor because I was trying to figure out what, like, you know, how it connects and stuff. So I'm gonna order that. It's not that hard for me to install. It's pretty much removing this support, removing the fan, and then you have access to this. So like I said, just be careful when you do pull this out. I guess when the first time I took it off, I wasn't paying attention, and that's why it has a check engine light, because I broke it off. So I am gonna order a new one for that. But yeah, guys, so let me just finish this all up and we'll put coolant. Like that, guys, radiators all installed, put back together, fan, everything's back on there. All the clips are back, like I said. You just add the coolant here. Before you put everything back, I would suggest to put some coolant. Make sure pretty much coolant doesn't start, you don't have leaks, you know. And then just fill it up, double check, you're good. Put everything back together, turn on the car, have this on open to make sure the coolant levels doesn't drop, and you just add some and to bleed the coolant system. Other than that, guys, that's all that needs to get done. And you guys have changed your guys' radiator. Like I said, just watch it for that sensor. If you guys do have that this is a 2010 Mercedes. So just in case you have that sensor, the one that I showed you that I had to replace because I broke it the first time I had took it all this apart because I bought the wrong radiator. Just make sure you guys disconnect that properly and it doesn't catch anywhere so you guys won't break it. Because if you guys do break it, check it. You're like, well, come on. I know, freaking a mess. So yeah, all that's taken care of. Car is good. That's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Like I said, more stuff to come to this car. We're just gonna be piling in parts right now. More things on the bike. Like I said, I got another camera and we're gonna start having some fun with that. More footage, rollers, and stuff like that. So I can't wait to show you guys with that. But yeah, guys, less chit chatting. I'm just gonna cut it here. First video in 2026, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and catch you on the next one.